know it's stupid to be mad about the boy. I'm so much
A tragic widow seeks sexual awakening, a magical man tree, and a love interest named Rockster.
What?
You are watching Reader Seeks Romance Channel's Romance Recap, and we're discussing 2025 rom-com Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, starring Renee Zellweger, Leo Woodall from the White Lotus fame, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Hugh Grant. Based on the third book in Helen Fielding's Bridget Jones series, Helen Fielding is also credited as one of the 3 screenwriters on this movie. I am Liz Donatelli.
And I'm Tiffany Current.
Be sure to subscribe to Reader Seeks Romance Channel so that you don't miss new episodes of Romance Recap only on YouTube. Hello, Tiffany.
We are here. We are watching. I loved how you were describing it as a rom-com, and I thought, but is it? I don't know.
It's
What
not.
is it, like a?
No.
Is it a romantic drama? I don't know how to. I don't know what genre to put this into.
Technically, by pop culture standards, this
Yeah.
is a rom-com. However, I felt that most of the humor was outdated. It
Yeah.
felt like a lot of slapstick. It didn't feel like a modern rom-com. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It didn't even feel like a good 90s rom-com. It was different. It felt like some sort of like light drama that I would have watched, I don't know, on USA back when they used to have like mini series about women.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Which isn't to say that I didn't. I think it had its moments of sweetness that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I always loved Bridget Jones. But it was just not necessarily a rom-com for me.
Yeah, there was one scene I laughed genuinely at that I will share later. I actually got teary-eyed more than I laughed because
Yes.
there was some sentimental moments. Did you watch all of the previous Bridget Jones movies?
Yes. Yes. I haven't read any of the books. I'm a terrible person.
Me
But I
neither.
have read, I'm sorry, I have watched the previous movies, which is why I knew the second one. I'm sorry, the third one. I remember them specifically saying they didn't want to actually base it on the third book because they thought it was too depressing. And I was like, okay, I can understand that because this was a little sad.
It was a lot sad, and it was long. It was a long
It was long.
movie. It felt long. I think at the 58-minute mark or something,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, is this movie? It almost felt like it was a complete movie, and then it went for another hour.
It went for another hour, yes.
Yeah, it was too long for my tastes. And so, do you want to kick us off as per usual, or
Can we
do you
do
want me to
I think maybe you kick it off. I'm not sure if we want to do a beat by beat,
Okay.
or if we want to do like a summation.
Well, here's the thing is that I've got comments pretty much everywhere. So we could do like a quick beat to beat.
Let's do a beat by beat.
Yeah.
Sure. I will kick it off then. So we start in on Bridget Jones. She's a mess. She is trying to feed her kids. Something gets set on fire. She can't zip her dress. All of a sudden we cut to Hugh Grant, which was I love Hugh Grant. His voice is in like a different register now. It's like heavier or something or other.
Oh yeah.
I always love seeing him, but we get to see Hugh Grant still being Hugh Grant, still chasing after young women. And the surprise is he's coming over to babysit for Bridget Jones. And I thought that was kind of cute.
I thought that was a sweet way to quickly communicate to us that Hugh Grant is more lovable than he was in the first movie. Now, I saw the first movie. I didn't see the subsequent ones. I think there's only one other, right?
No, there's 2 other. There's the Bridget Jones Edge of Reason when she goes to like Thailand or someplace where she gets thrown in jail. Then there's the last one when she gets pregnant.
Ah, gotcha. He's softer. He still has a relationship with Bridget Jones, a friendly one, which I didn't quite understand. So I was like, maybe I missed something in the previous movies. So when Bridget is, running around trying to feed the kids, you soon find out that it's the 4th anniversary of Mark Darcy's death. And I'm thinking, well, wait, okay. So for 4 years, though, you've had a household. These kids, I don't know, they were pretty old, though. So like she's been a mom for a while is the
She's been
point.
a
Like,
mom for a long
but
time.
yet why did but it's like, okay, so if why are you so falling apart? Your husband died 4 years ago. Wouldn't you at least be able to get back into your mothering
I love how you have no
schedule?
compassion. But I think
Because it was so drastic. Like the
I
level of
know.
chaos was so drastic, but that's the comedy. It's a chaos based comedy. That's what it
It
is.
is a chaos-based comedy. We do learn that he did pass away. We see her go
Yeah.
to this party and they are celebrating the 4 years past his death, and they're once again sitting around this big round table with all these people. I'm thinking, how many dinner parties did she go to? And all like the previous one, she's at a dinner party with like 20
Yeah.
people. I've never been to a dinner party with 20 people. Okay, well, once, like Thanksgiving. But like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I thought that that was, first of all, it was like, oh, yeah, let's just cram all the characters from the other movies into this one scene. I was like, this is
Yeah.
overwhelming. This is a lot. And they were all very meddlesome throughout
Yes.
the. That's one of my notes is there's too many characters. There's too many friends giving her advice. Again, it's this chaotic
Yeah.
comedy.
It's chaotic.
Yeah.
I do like though that they leave there, they go to dinner, and I always loved her friend group. And I when I was watching and I thought of us, I was like, I hope that when we're like, in our well, they're in their 50s in this, I don't know. I hope that as we get
Think so.
older, that we are still like chatting and giving each other advice whether or not we want it. I just thought it was very cute.
They could have cut some
Oh
friends
my
from this
God.
movie.
I
There was
feel
too
like
many.
everything I liked you didn't like, and maybe everything you liked I
Yeah,
didn't
this
like.
is why this is going to be either a chaotic episode, which would be on brand for this movie, or this is going to be a very well complemented, complimentary recap analysis.
I will say that she gets one advice from her dad, which is says, "Promise me you'll live." And that's what encourages her
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull out her diary and start living again. So I'm like, all right, good. We got the diary. The diary's back.
Yeah. I was really touched by that scene with the dad. That was
It
really
was sweet.
touching. But
It was
yes,
sweet.
that kicks off this whole, hey, I'm going to, get back into life and start dating again.
I liked it because it immediately finally like the movie I felt like kicked into gear. I'm like, okay, stuff's gonna happen now. She goes to school in her pajamas.
Yeah.
And I like that we meet the new science teacher who's I don't know what his name was. It was like Mr. something.
Oh, Mr. Wallaker.
Yeah, I don't the name I was like, I don't have time. I was like, I don't have time to figure out that name.
Yeah, the names in this were ridiculous. One of her friends is Shaza.
Yes.
Then there's
Yeah.
Mr. Wallaker. Then
Yeah.
there's what's his other name?
Rutha, Rockstar,
Rockster. It's
whatever it
like,
was.
do they think that that's part of modern living now? Is that everyone's got these cracked out
Weird name.
names?
I don't know, but it was I will say I liked him though. Right away, the science teacher, I liked him
Yes.
because I'm like, that's the type of administration I'd love to see who's like blowing whistles at kids, telling parents off because they're being snooty. I'm like, I like him. Right away, I liked him.
Oh yeah, I liked him too. I think he's a very attractive man, and there's a scene
Yeah.
later on that, well, I'll talk about. But and very straight-laced, buttoned up,
Yeah.
authoritative educator at her kids' school
Yes.
and seems to, really care about the kids, but doesn't take any nonsense. And right away I said, who does that remind us of?
Mr. Darcy.
Mark Darcy, her
Yeah.
deceased husband, who appears fleetingly as a ghost of a memory that she'll be looking at something and he just appears. At one point, I was like, wait a second, maybe he's still alive. And she just is like hallucinating.
There was a lot
Um,
of maybe it actually took a turn and she ends up having a mental illness and she's actually has a brain tumor. That's not what happened actually.
that
But
I would have
that would have
wanted to
been
watch that.
I was like, what's gonna happen? Either way, we see like for some reason her daughter has worms, I guess, and they go see the gynecologist. And quite frankly, it was Emma Thompson. I didn't get the worms. I didn't get the fact that she actually saw a gynecologist, but I loved seeing Emma Thompson. She like breathed life into the book. I love Emma Thompson. I love her. She's a role model to me.
I
I love
do
her.
too. I think she's a fantastic person. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of interviews. I think she's very down to earth. And another one of my notes is more Emma Thompson in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
It should have been, actually, this should have been Emma Thompson's movie.
Shut up.
It should have been about her finding love. Or here's the other thing is that
Yeah.
she's a gynecologist, but yet Renee Zellweger's character, I don't even know what's her character's name. Do we even know?
Huh?
Oh, it's
Bridget
Bridget. Oh,
Jones.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm leaving that in because that's scary funny. Um,
That's
so I
funny.
mean, she goes to her for everything. I don't know how the daughter got worms, which I thought should have been really investigated. They should have called Child Protective Services on her for that one. Um,
I don't know. It was very strange,
but
but I
yeah,
was
she's
like, I
very
love her.
funny and
Yeah.
encouraging to Bridget Jones. So Emma Thompson's awesome.
What
Yeah.
I love is like Bridget Jones is like, should I find a boyfriend? And she's like, no, get a job. And I was like, yes, that is the type of advice we should be giving to all women. Don't get a man, don't get a girlfriend, get a job.
Yeah,
Get something to motivate you outside of a relationship. Great advice.
I agree. So I don't know if it was before or at this point. I think it was before Renee Zellweger brought her kids to school. Isla Fisher, you know the actress Isla Fisher, pops out as a
Okay.
neighbor.
Yes.
That's it?
That was like, it was literally like somewhere in the opening for 30 seconds. And I thought, ooh, I can't wait to see that friendship bloom.
Yes.
Never again. Never saw her again. And I would have loved to have seen that relationship. Would have loved it.
I thought that was going to be the catalyst for her starting a new life and that she'd have this new friend
Yeah.
to kind of help her through because honestly, I'm sick of her other friends. So
No, I love her other friends.
her scenes must be on the cutting room floor. You can't tell me they had Isla Fisher come in for what, a 5 minute scene?
Exactly. I think that had to be the case because it's so set it up to be like that was a mom she looked up to. And
Yes.
so I'm like, okay, cool, we get to see this later. Nope,
No.
never again. They're like, we're gonna just pop her in, get you excited, never show her
Yeah.
again.
I think this movie was trying to do too much. Too many people, too many big names stuffed in this movie, too many people from all the past movies, probably because this is, I'm guessing, the last one.
Yeah,
Um, Too many, like, too much story.
too
Like,
much
there was
story.
too much going on.
I will say eventually we do get to the love story where
Yeah.
her friend comes over, puts her on Tinder as a tragic widow, whatever.
Yes.
So Bridget goes to the park with her kids. She tries to climb up a tree. She gets stuck, and that's when the science teacher appears. He's just like, "Are you stuck?" No, I'm not stuck. I'm
Okay.
just enjoying a tree. Just enjoying a tree.
Yeah, the tree thing was absurd. That friend who signed her up for Tinder,
Yeah,
um, just randomly appeared in her house.
I know.
Bridget Jones walks out of the room,
That was
comes back, and
creepy.
this friend just let her in, let herself in. It was ridiculous. And she was like, "Oh, I really want to have kids," and she's talking to Bridget about that. Never hear from her again.
We do see her again throughout, which
We do?
she's the host.
Oh, who in this movie?
She's the host of the show that Bridget is producing.
Oh,
But
is that
we never hear about her wanting to have kids again and etc. I don't know.
okay?
It was,
Well, Bridget Jones goes climbing up a tree to get both
yeah,
of her kids. Both of her kids
yeah,
are up there. She gets stuck. They're all stuck. And for some insane reason, she feels like she can't ask for help. The science teacher Wallaker
yes.
comes running up because he's jogging. This isn't a park or something. I don't know. You know, and he's like, "Are you sure you don't need help?" She's like, "No, no." And then her internal dialogue is like, "Oh my God, I need help."
She did need help, yeah. Then
Yeah.
out of the blue, this gorgeous young policeman shows up in a car and he's like, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "Actually, okay."
Well, then like she kind of reluctantly agrees, but he just
Yeah,
kind of goes for it because he's a young, brash man. But he's
yeah.
also is he the park ranger? I thought he was a park ranger.
I don't know what he was.
Okay.
I think later on we learned he's like a trash
Well, that's just
person.
it. But then he said, "No, I'm a biochemist." So I think she was misunderstanding what he did, but she kept saying he's a garbage man. He's into, listen, I don't know
Yeah.
what he was. He's a very attractive, he's a cute guy
Yeah,
from the White Lotus. Did you
yes.
see? Okay. I don't like his character in the White Lotus, and I only liked him a little bit better in this role.
He was in The White Lotus. He was also in a Netflix series called One Day.
Yes,
He
you
was
liked.
actually good yeah, he was good on that. He was still playing like a douchebag. But he was very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's cute. I like him. He's cute.
he's cute.
Sweet.
He is cute. And he, you know, apparently is very taken by Bridget Jones, who the whole time, like, okay, I just didn't find her how she would be attractive to other people, to anyone, because I felt like she was too messy and too like just all over the place. I'm
She's
like,
very frazzled. She's
yeah,
very,
I don't find that an attractive quality. I mean, as you know,
but
in a person.
maybe some people might. I mean, I liked it. Like when she later on, she's singing on a bus, just like singing at the top of her lungs. And I thought that was cute, but maybe they like the fact that she's just like light and fluffy. She's kind of light and fluffy and
Yeah.
frazzled, mind you, but she's light and fluffy. I
She's
don't know.
light, fluffy, frazzled, and what's the other one? I forgot.
Fucked up. I don't know. Uh,
Chaotic. And fucked up and chaotic.
yeah, she's a
Um,
lot.
yes. And here's the other thing. Like, didn't you find some of the internal dialogue or internal monologue, I guess you would say, um, it just didn't ring as like fresh material. It
Hmm,
just all sounded like jokes that just to me were flat or didn't land or were just kind of like very trite. Like you've heard this all before. Oh,
yeah.
when she gets up there, eventually Wallaker and Rockster are both down there like, do you need help? And she thinks to herself, oh, I've climbed a magical man tree.
Yeah, that I remember that. I
It's
know
like, all
some of it, it
right,
just
like,
it wasn't it. It wasn't
yeah,
it. But
it
what I
wasn't
love the
it.
fact is like he was so taken. He saw
Yes.
her Tinder profile. And I'm like, oh, he spotted it. That's how he gets in touch. Either way,
He Googled her first. Didn't he say
he
he Googled her
Googled
first
her.
and then found her
He
on Tinder? It's like, dude,
that's like it's like, all
really?
right. All right.
That's,
But we go from there. What I love about this is that she basically says, I want to go back to work. She goes back to work for a job interview and just like gets it. Just I like, I'm gonna get this big time producing thing 4 years after not working.
yeah.
I was like, guys,
But wasn't she rehired? I thought she went back to the place she had worked and she had been rehired.
she was
No?
rehired, but 4 years later,
Yeah. Well, because apparently, even though everything we've seen up to this point shows she is not very capable and chaotic, they're like, she is the best
she's
TV
the best
producer
producer.
we've
Yeah.
ever had. So much so that on air talent, the anchor person calls her in the middle on a commercial break to
Yeah.
ask her, what questions should I ask my guest? And you're like, okay, everything
Like
about this
really?
world is chaotic.
It was
Yeah,
like, are you watching this interview at this exact time? Yeah, I am. I can give you some tips.
yeah, it was
Either
ridiculous.
way, we go from there. She gets this new job, and then suddenly Rockster or whatever the fuck his name is, Rockster. I couldn't figure it out.
Rockster.
Rock.
It's Rockster. But there was another name too. He's like
Yeah,
such and such and such a, but you could call me Rockster.
Rockster.
And then he just came,
I
he's
didn't
like,
get
yeah, my
it.
name's Rockster. Every 2 minutes he's introducing himself. I'm
I just
Rockster.
so we'd remember, but like she starts texting him, and I'm like, how great of a life would it be to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just go back to work. Poof. I'm gonna just get this hot young guy. Poof. Like everything was just everything was falling into her lap. It was fantastic. I'm like, all right, that's really cool.
That was another
Um,
criticism I wrote down is
yeah,
that this is very low conflict. This is like there's nothing to this. Like everything is going her way. And even when it doesn't go her way, it goes her
it
way.
goes her way. Yeah.
So, which, I mean, of course, that's all part of a happily ever after, but I didn't see her work very hard for very much.
There weren't really any stakes in this film, I
Yeah,
think is the issue.
there's no stakes. Funniest scene though, and I have this note here, so I guess it occurred at this point in the movie, is that the last time she went to the doctor, aka Emma Thompson,
Yeah,
her daughter picked up all these STs, S, her daughter picked up
STDs.
all of these STD brochures.
Yeah.
And when she goes and picks up the daughter, she opens the bag to get something and they come spilling out. And Mr. Wallaker,
Sees it
whatever
first,
is
yeah.
there.
Mr. W, yeah.
Yeah. And I actually thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was a funny sight gag that they're all on the floor and like he's looking, he's like, oh, well, have a good weekend. Like,
That was good. And then later on, it was like she's getting ready to go out for a date with the guy as well, and she buys all those different types of condoms. It's the same thing. He just happens to be behind her,
yeah,
and he said like, "Have a good weekend too."
yeah,
And it's like, man, she like what I like is he's so I was like, okay, sure. He's like, all right, sure,
yeah,
fine,
yeah.
have
He
fun.
wasn't judgy. He wasn't
He was
judgy. But I thought that was funny too. And of
that
course,
was cute.
absurd because nobody who is a cashier at one of those drugstores is going to be announcing aloud each item you're purchasing.
Okay, I look, not true. I've had experiences
What?
at grocery stores, not buying condoms, but specifically like with young teenage boys, when I buy like a feminine product, well, they just start saying it out loud, like, oh, like being a douchebag about it. So I've had people do that to me. I think the
Really?
woman was, yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
I
And I
feel like
was
we need to
like,
explore this in another episode.
no, that's happened before. But I was an adult. So I'm like, what are you going to embarrass me? I'm a girl. I get my period. You're 16. Grow up. Like, I didn't say that to him, but I was like, you're not going to embarrass me over getting pads. Give me a break.
Oh, was this in
It
the
was very
United
funny.
States?
Yeah, this is in the US, of
Okay.
course. Yeah, yeah. And I
Because,
was just like,
yeah.
whatever, sir.
I guess what you're saying is that there are people who work in stores who announce
They do.
loudly what you're buying.
Yes. They
Okay.
do actually do it. So I bought it. Either way, she goes out on this date. We find out that he's 29. He thinks that she's 35. He's being kind. Um,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, yeah, sure, fine. And they have actually a very nice date. And then he walks her home. And then they start making out and they go to her house. I put like to her home. I didn't buy that. Do you buy 4 years after her being in this dark depression, first date with some random guy, she brings home and her kids are in the next room sleeping?
No, I didn't buy it for a second. And that was another thing where I'm like, you lost me. Yeah.
I
With the
didn't
kids,
buy
I mean,
it.
she doesn't know this guy from anything. First of all, he hunted her down online. So obviously the dude is desperate or obsessive or something's going on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I mean, he seemed like a perfectly lovely person on the date, but then to come back to the house, like I wasn't sure if he was going to like rob her. Like I was like, maybe he's not in this movie for that long. Because I
I
figured
didn't think
he,
that was the case, yeah.
oh, you didn't think he was maybe gonna like just steal something from
No,
her
because
house.
I
I don't
knew
know.
that this is a romantic comedy. He's not gonna like. What's funny is as we're talking about this, I see a theme. The last time we talked about Baby Girl, a younger man, an older woman. This
Yeah.
is another situation, younger man, older. Either way,
Wow. You're
he's
right.
at her house. They're making out. I'm thinking, wasn't your friend babysitting your kids? Where is she? Is she in the next room? A lot of stuff happened to me. That was like I don't
Logist
know, something
Yeah,
happened.
logistically it was messy. Although by this time, doesn't she have a nanny? Did her because like somebody at
Maybe.
school, like
Yeah,
a school mom's like, oh, I'll just hire you this nanny who's fantastic. And I'm like, it's like she doesn't have any agency at
I
moments in
know.
this movie. People are just
Everyone is.
living the life for her. Like,
They give her amazing things. She was given a job. She was given a beautiful nanny that handles everything perfectly. And
yeah,
then she was kind of given this guy. I'm like,
yeah,
what a life.
yeah.
Um,
You know what they should have given her as a hairstylist in the movie because her hair was horrible
stop.
in every scene. It was so messy.
But you know what? I allow that because that's really traditionally her character. Every single movie, she has really bad hair. It's always bad hair, like really like thin, flat hair. That's just kind of her thing.
You mean Renee Zellweger or Bridget Jones?
Bridget Jones.
Okay,
Bridget
yeah,
Jones.
but I mean, it got a little bit better as time went on. She was dressing a little better and everything. But
Yeah.
between that and her walk, did you notice her walk?
When you said walk, that was
Okay.
so New York. No,
Oh,
what?
yeah, her walk. Um, yeah, her walk was crazy. She would walk so
No.
straight. It looked as if she was holding a load of
What?
diarrhea,
I did not see this at
and
all.
her arms were clenched by her side. And I'm like, it looks like she's holding back having to crap her pants.
I did not see this at all. I'm
Look
very
back at
curious.
it. Look back at it. It's like, I don't know if this is supposed to be part of the character communicating to us that she's trying to be confident in this world, but she's
Mm.
not. And her head was always like thrown far back. I was like,
Her head
what's,
is always back. Yeah,
yes,
her
like,
head is
what's
always back.
happening? What is
She's
happening?
she's having a stroke, actually.
I mean, she
That's
didn't look
funny.
well. And then she goes into a smart elevator. I think this is where we
Yeah,
head to next. Like,
at some point.
is that a thing where you just talk aloud to the elevator and tell it where to go?
I've never seen it before, but I can imagine myself doing the same thing. I would have gone back down to the first floor, gotten out like, well, this is broken. I
I
wouldn't know
would
what
have
to do
too.
either.
I would have jumped out and I was totally with her, but I was like, I don't even know if that exists. Does that technology exist? I do not think so.
I think it probably does. I think we could Google it. It's probably somewhere in Dubai, but I'm sure it exists.
I don't believe that. I don't believe she's supposed to be 51 in this movie because I think she looks a little bit old. I think they should have made her 54.
I think she's 54 in real life.
I think
Like, I
they
think
should have made
that's
it made it true to her. Make it true to her, not to the character in the book. Make her 54.
Either way, she apparently starts a relationship with this guy, and then at
Yeah.
some point a summer passes and she introduces her. Oh wait, I wrote this down. He
Yeah.
comes over again like the next day, and I'm like, to her house again.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he not have a home? You have children who have not met this person. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Um,
I was
Right.
wondering if also he might have been in between
Homeless.
homes, homeless.
He did say at one point he took the bus, and I was like, all right. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, he's
I
taking the bus.
yeah,
I don't
probably from
know.
the hostel where he lives.
But they end up having a summer relationship. She does eventually introduce him to her kids, whatever.
Oh, they
Um,
love him.
well, the young daughter does. The older son is like indifferent. But what I like is that we finally get to see her go back to the school, and she does a job presentation at her son's school. And where I think she interviews Mr. W. And she's like, tell me about the life cycle of the fruit fly or whatever it is. And I thought that was actually a cute scene between them.
Right. It's some kind of like job day, and she talks about
Yeah.
being a TV producer. And I swear to God, she can't even describe what she does right. Like she couldn't even get it. I thought because she does seem somewhat competent in the
Yeah.
studio with the few scenes. So I was like, oh, she's going to present her very confident
Yeah.
TV producer self at this classroom, talk, and Wallaker is going to dig it. She still came off a little bit incompetent, but I guess competent enough. And she does a faux interview with Wallaker. And I
Yeah.
actually thought that was a cute
That was
scene, a
cute.
good way of them connecting. And I was like, listen, we all know they're going to end up together.
Yeah.
But let's face it, it took a long time for that
It
to
took a
like bear
long
fruit.
time. Oh, no pun.
Oh, oh, because all the tree talk.
Because they were talking about they did a an
Oh, because
interview
they were
about
talking
the fruit fly.
fruit fly.
But that's fun.
Obviously, well, I'm glad that I was unintentionally doing a comedic callback.
That's so funny. Either way, it's a nice moment. They go back and forth because she's really scared because her son has to question about death, and he's just like, no, when you die, and that's it. And she's like, no, there's a soul. He's like, there is no soul.
Yeah.
And they were going back and forth, getting heated. I thought that was really, really cute. I thought it was really
Yeah.
interesting.
And that's kind of the point at which the grief and death part of the
Yeah.
story kind of took flight because the son is obviously struggling in school because he doesn't know where his dad went,
Yeah.
and the kid is good in science, so he is trying to reconcile the scientific aspect of death and the
Yeah.
soul,
Oh, I like
the-
that. I like
yeah,
that.
and the ephemeral or the spiritual end of death.
Yeah.
And so that becomes a thing. But just like everything else in this movie, there's so much stuffed in it. It's like that gets 5 minutes, this gets 5 minutes. Like you keep
I
rotating
know.
different themes and different messages. And again, just a lot.
There was a lot.
Too
Let's
much.
get to this one scene, which I was like, it does not make sense. They go to Bridget Jones, goes to her friend's house, the movie producer, and the dog falls in the pool. Remember, like for some reason, she's holding the
Yeah.
dog falls in the pool.
Yeah.
Everyone freaks out. And for some reason, her boyfriend, the young boyfriend, shows up and jumps into the pool to save the dog. And everyone is like clapping him. I'm like, guys, it's a dog. It knows how to like doggy paddle. I was so confused. I'm like, why? I'm like, first of all, why is anybody getting in the water to get it? They're
Okay.
just standing there watching him, and he's a dog. Dogs, that's like they all know how to do that move.
The doggy paddle.
They all know how to do it. He
Yeah,
was doing it.
right.
And
Um,
so I'm like, what's the problem? What's the commotion?
it was that was exactly what I thought because I said the dog is actually swimming
He's
in the
swimming.
pool. It's not in danger.
He's having a
Um,
great time. Yeah.
Make it a person who can't swim. Make it a child. Like,
Yeah. Not a dog who just dogs like automatically know how to swim. I don't know. It was so
it was ridiculous. It was, and the other thing is like he's a park ranger. So why would he start jumping in? Well, I guess it's supposed to be that
he's
he
like, I've
helps
got to
people.
save this dog. Either
Yeah,
way,
it was
he gets very
ridiculous.
drunk, and that's when he says, like, I wish I had a time machine. And
Yeah,
it's revealed that the age factor does bother him. And we go from there to him ghosting her. And I was like, that actually hurt. That hurt.
that
That
came
hurt.
out of nowhere though.
Came out of nowhere.
that all of a sudden he just had second, like there was nothing to give us an indication he was having second
Yes.
thoughts. He just got drunk. And I was a little dense, I think, about the whole scene because I was like, okay, a time machine so you can go back and be young,
Yeah.
or a time machine for her to go back and be your age. Like I was trying to figure out in what way. I think it was a very nebulous statement
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
couldn't really figure out, like, how do you mean it? And then that comes back later on. She has a good comeback for him, using that time machine comment. But
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then just to ghost her, I was like, listen, I mean, I don't think it was fair to that character. I don't think it was fair to the character to make him
It's
do
one
that.
thing if you just slept together like once or something, but to have a whole relationship over months of time and then to
Yeah.
ghost, like that was very strange. At first, I'm like, did he die? Is that the reveal? I'm like, is the reveal that he's been in the hospital this whole time? I kept like making excuses for him because it seemed very out of character.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It did.
speaking of it did, right?
It did. That was another thing I wrote down. I said, this is not true to his character.
Not true, because he's such a nice person. But speaking of hospitals, during this point, for some reason
Yes.
she puts like a lip serum on her lip and her lips explode and
Uh,
like Mr. W's like you look fine the way you were. But either way, she gets a call from Daniel, Hugh Grant. He's in the hospital.
yeah.
She rushes over. He has like a heart murmur and he's starting to rethink life.
Yeah. In a scene that did nothing to progress the story.
That's true.
I mean, I
Correct.
do enjoy Hugh
Correct.
Grant. I enjoy Hugh
Yeah.
Grant enormously. I think if he's in a movie, I will watch. So
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to make the movie a little bit more interesting or give him a character arc,
Give him
his own.
something.
Yeah. Because again, I assume this is the last movie and they wanted to tie everything up. Um, yeah, it was just okay. Great. So now you're going to have a new lease on life. You're going
It
to
was
really,
very
yeah.
strange. It
What
was
was,
very
yeah, it
strange.
was.
But finally the boy reappears. He isn't dead. He's like, I just got really scared, but now I'm ready.
Oh, wait, did you
And
say he isn't dead?
because I thought he was dead, but
Oh,
he's like, I'm
you
very
thought
much
she died.
alive.
Another one died?
Another one died. And he's just like, he's like, I'm ready to give it another shot. And I think that's when she says the line, right, about the time machine.
She says, oh, oh, God. Okay, I'm trying to find, is this towards the end? Let me see. Oh,
No, this
no,
is
no, no.
right after the hospital
Oh,
scene.
okay. Then maybe I didn't even write. Oh,
Ah,
here you
she
go. Oh,
said,
you're right. You're right. No, you're right. I'm following. I'm following. He said he got scared. So you're right. So Rockster says he loves her.
yeah, out of the
And,
blue.
but this is at the studio where she works. He
Yeah.
somehow figured it out where she worked or whatever. Maybe she had told him, but he just like walks onto set.
There's no security. Apparently, this is like a really popular morning show, and there's no security on
None.
set.
Absolutely none.
He just walked on like doo doo doo.
Yeah.
Okay.
With oh God, what did he
A
have?
pie. He had a pie, a
Pie,
callback.
because pie
Yeah.
is his thing, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the cute thing they share. The line that Renee Zellweger delivers is, I wish I had a time machine so you could catch up. And I
Yeah.
thought that was a nice way of bringing it all full circle, his comments with the time machine, which is what I originally thought he meant, though. I
Ah,
thought he meant
interesting.
that he either wanted to do a time machine so he could be more her age, or
Yeah.
that she could be his age. Like I didn't know which way he meant it. So anyway. Uh
Either way, a
yeah,
time machine's involved. So that storyline's done. It's like we never see him again. We had him for 2 hours
yeah.
and now he's
Yes.
gone and we're like, okay, I guess it's another movie now.
Yeah. Yes. A
Because
new movie starts. You were
a new
correct. A new movie
a new movie.
starts. Yeah.
A new movie starts. She goes to parents' evening, and the science teacher, Mr. W, basically says your son is doing great. He's great with science, but he's concerned. He's withdrawn, and that gave her pause. Um,
Yeah.
and then we see Mark Darcy's birthday. They release the
Oh,
balloons,
okay.
right? I'm like, this is just sad. I wrote that down. Sad, underline.
Yeah. I put down emotionally affecting scene.
It was.
Yeah, them writing letters to, Mark Darcy, who is died in a car explosion that seemed to have been set when he was in Syria. Like
Yeah,
he's some
something.
kind of humanitarian lawyer and was doing work for some anyway.
I like how you have like no history on this film
Yeah, I
series.
mean
Yes,
that I'm
he's a humanitarian lawyer. Yes.
yeah, it's like okay. But like it was I mean, it was dramatic. It was like a car bomb or
It's
something
a
that
serious
goes up.
one.
Yeah. So they're all writing two kids and Bridget are writing letters and they attach it to balloons and then they let the balloons go so he can read, in
Yeah,
heaven.
it's
I did
beautiful.
start to tear up. I did cry a
Oh,
little because I thought that was really sweet. And I did that in school, in our grade school. They had something every year called the balloon away.
for people. Wait. I had the same thing, but it wasn't about death. Are you
It
talking
wasn't.
about
No,
for
it wasn't about
okay,
that. Yeah.
I was
No, no,
like, neither
sorry.
was mine.
I guess I have to work on my segues. It
I
was to
was like,
find
that's depressing for a child, but okay.
no, it was to
Same.
get a pen pal.
Same.
You did the same thing?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Maybe
Oh,
that maybe that was just a thing back in the day they did in the States. I don't know if they do that anymore.
I don't think they do.
It was super cool, but I remember
Yeah.
waiting for my pen pal who I never got a letter from, but I did the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so glad you said that because I've mentioned it to several people and they think I'm making this up.
No,
And you
it was a
put your,
thing.
but did you, I'm trying to think, did we put the address of the school or our home address?
I want to say my home address, but I don't
I think it
know.
was, okay. I got a response. Okay.
Shut up.
I'm not even joking. From an older woman in Florida.
Okay.
And I live in New York. This happened in New
Okay.
York.
Okay.
I got the balloon was
That's
found at a
amazing.
grocery store stuck in a bush
That's
in
amazing.
Florida. And I started writing to a woman who must have been, I don't know, in her 40s or 50s. I don't know what it was. And we chatted for a little while and then it stopped. I don't know if
Oh,
it's because
that's
I
cute.
stopped or,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was so,
That's so
yeah,
cute.
it was funny. Yeah. So that is a
Oh,
thing.
it's a
Like the,
thing.
but I don't think they would do it now, although you could just put an email address, I
They
guess. But
might be concerned because of the
yeah.
crazy people out there, but I remember doing it and I thought it was great. I didn't get a response. Not everybody got a response because you don't know if your balloon will make it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Crazy.
cool.
Yeah, it was so I also was like, oh, that's like it
It's
triggered
a
a
good
memory.
memory.
And so anyway, I thought that was really sweet. And then I started thinking, this should be a different movie. Like we've got two movies in here. We have an
Yeah.
emotional drama, and then
Yes.
we have this chaotic comedy, and I feel like it should have been one or the other.
Yeah. I think that's fair. It's two movies. You have like these really serious emotions about death and then like like sex jokes. It's like two different things
Yeah.
happening. But we shift from the Baloo scene. They go to a school trip. She's one of the parents on the school trip with Mr.
Yes.
W. We see her, as I said before, singing on the bus.
Yeah.
And he seems a little taken. He's like, "Oh, that's fun. I should sing too on the bus." And then they start on this hike. It starts raining. They end up in a cave for some reason or some place, and he
Yeah.
takes off his shirt. I'm confused as to why he takes off his shirt, but his shirt comes off.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I was confused. They were doing some kind of nature walk. It
Yeah,
rained and they ran into a barn and there was such a sense of urgency about getting everybody
the rain.
dry as
Get
if it was acid
inside.
rain. Right.
Suddenly it's like a sci-fi alien movie. Like they're coming, they're coming. It was
Right.
very
I
strange.
didn't understand. And he took off his wet shirt and then
Yeah,
put on another shirt. And I'm like,
yeah,
how many shirts did you bring? Or did you just put another wet shirt on?
yeah,
But now her comment in her mind when
yeah.
this happened it was ding fucking dong. I was like, come on,
In
come
another
on.
Bridget Jones, I think she had a ding dong voiceover. But
Yeah, but come on.
yeah.
Come on. I mean, he had a fantastic, but I was surprised too. I'll be honest.
I'm not surprised because he's a professional actor. So I was not surprised that he had a good body.
I didn't think he was that ripped. He was
Um,
he was 10 times more ripped than Rockster, the actor who played
that's fair. That's
Leo
fair.
Woodall, the actor.
They're
Yeah.
like, you're gonna have to take your shirt off. He's like, give me 3 months. I'm gonna work this. I'm gonna work it out, man. So they make a fire. The kids are roasting marshmallows, and he's shocked. He's like, marshmallows? Why would you ever think to bring
Is that your impression of Chewing elephant?
no, but I love how shocked he was. That is like, he's like, why would you bring marshmallows on a school trip? I was like, are you aren't you a fucking elementary school teacher? I was so shocked by his.
Okay. If you would have told me that Bridget Jones lived on an alien planet, I would have believed you because it seemed like nobody in this world, London, Bridget
Yeah,
Jones London area, like everyone seemed like they weren't
I was
really living in
shocked.
a known reality, like
Yeah,
like a relatable reality. It's like you don't know that. I don't know. I don't know. But then I was thinking, well,
it was
wasn't the
funny.
point why were they there? Were they camping or were they stuck? Were they
It
like,
was unclear because why else would they have such big bags except to go camping? But then they made it seem like they weren't camping, they were just hiking. It was
right?
confused. They were
Yeah.
confused. Either way,
Yeah.
they have a nice conversation around the fire. Um,
Oh, yeah. This was another good
it
moment.
was another like thing of like where she asked like, "Are you married with kids?" He doesn't have it. He didn't. He's like, time passed too quickly. But he said like something along the lines like the wonder is here. The wonder is all around us. And he's like, I'm starting to believe in magic. I thought that's kind of cute since she talked about magic earlier. I'm like,
Y-
that's cute.
Here's the thing. He's such a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Chiwetel of I can't remember his last name. Let's just call him Chiwetel because that's his
Yeah.
first name. So
Perfect.
yeah, Chiwetel is a really great actor. If you recall, he was in Love Actually.
Oh, you're right.
He was Keira Knightley's husband.
You're right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. You're
Yeah.
correct.
I think and I've seen him on other things. He's a really great actor. He brought so much gravitas to every scene. Like he was acting. I
He
don't
was
think
acting.
anyone else was acting.
No, they weren't. Actually, I thought the young guy was actually good too. I liked him as well. I believed his sweetness, but he brought a different energy and I really liked it as well. I thought it was very sweet.
It was.
And then when the son came and sat down and asked him like he's concerned about his dad and forgetting him, and that's when he said like, well, it's a scientific fact. He's like, energy is like when people die, it turns into energy. Energy just continues to transform. So your dad is all around us. He's in you, he's around us. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Energy is never destroyed.
Yeah.
And I wrote in caps tears because that's when I started to cry because I was like,
Oh,
I thought that was I've heard that explanation before actually.
yeah.
And it was such just, oh God. Actually, I thought that little boy who played the son,
Was
Billy, was
good.
really
He
good.
was good.
He was really good.
He's good.
He was an excellent little boy actor.
He was
The
actually really
young
good
actor.
because
Yeah.
which we'll talk about in a second, the next scene, but he played the role in a way that was sweet without being annoying sweet.
Oh yeah.
And he it was just the right note. It was just the right note that he played it at. I was very impressed by him.
I was too. So then from there, we're preparing for a Christmas concert, it seems.
It randomly happened. Suddenly we're in December. It's like, all right, sure, fine.
Yeah. So it looks as well, actually, from there, we're preparing for Christmas, and then there's a Christmas concert
Yeah.
in which Bridget is surprised to learn that the son Billy is going to perform a song. And oh God, it's such a sentimental song. It's the song that his dad, Mark Darcy, used to sing to him. I'd do anything. I do anything for you, dear, anything, and apparently Mr.
Yeah.
Wallaker helped him or encouraged him to prepare for
Yeah.
that. And he plays the piano. Wallaker plays the piano.
All I know is that that was a scene where I did cry. And I was like, that's right when he started singing the song,
Oh,
I was like, tears,
I cried too.
tears. I was
I
like,
even
that's
wrote down
really
cried.
sweet.
Yeah, I cried for that. Yeah.
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 It was just so, it was so sweet.
Yeah.
Bridget was touched to the point where after the show, she went up to Mr. W and she's like, thank you so much. And she was really like, I never knew if he'd be okay. And because of this moment, because of you, not because of magic, I now realize we're going to be okay. My son's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And I thought, well, that's really sweet. It was
It was a
very
great
nice.
scene, and I actually felt like Renee Zellweger was doing some active acting in
Yeah.
that role. Like that was the moment to me that stood out as me saying, "Wow, she's really doing a good job here in
Yeah.
this scene." Otherwise, I felt like she was just like floating through it.
Well, she was just doing the material, to be honest. There wasn't that much to work with. But we go from there. She invites him out to the bar, and she goes out later with her friends and they're celebrating, and she sees him out the window, and Mr. W, he decides not to come in.
Yeah.
So she chases him outside into the snow, which is a callback to the very first Bridget Jones, where
Yep.
she ran out in the snow after Mr. Darcy. Mark Darcy, I should say. And basically he goes into this really long, rambling speech about how he likes her and quotes Newton's third law. For every action, there's an opposite equal reaction. And I like that he said that that she's a force, equal and opposite, and he can't deny being basically attracted to her. He's like, he sees the beauty in you. And I thought that's sweet. It was cute.
It was
It was
very,
cute.
very sweet. I was a little surprised at how tongue-tied he was.
Hmm.
Because he was, which I liked, not to
Yeah,
get me wrong. I was surprised that they allowed him to be so tongue-tied because up to this point, he was aloof or very, commanding and knew what he was
yeah.
doing. And in this moment, he was so vulnerable. I was like, oh, I really am enjoying um his acting right now
His
and
acting was really good.
where the character is right now. And she's just I don't know. She was all right in this scene. I
She's
don't
just like, kiss me. It's like,
Yeah,
all
she
right.
actually just grabs him and kisses him, I think, because
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
starts really not being able to talk much. He continues getting tongue-tied and she just like kisses him. And
It was cute. It was the right
yeah.
way to end it, even though it still keeps going. We go to New Year's, maybe a year later. Something happens
Oh,
later.
then
I don't
yeah,
recall.
he tells her,
A year
call me
later.
Scott. He goes, call me Scott. They make out outside a little bit, and then we cut to 1 year later, New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
Yeah.
And Wallaker is playing the piano. And I thought it was interesting because they count down the new year and they do not kiss in front of
Oh,
everyone. When everyone's, oh, happy new
yeah.
year. They kiss later after he helps clean up. Then she gives him a kiss. And we're to assume that they're in a relationship or have been
Yeah,
in
they're in a
a serious
relationship. Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
And he helps unzip her dress, which at the beginning in the
A
first
fallback.
scene, she had nobody to zip up her dress, so the kids did it. And this time he did it. So I guess the message is basically, don't get a dress with a zipper in the back unless you have someone in your life.
Yeah, that's true. That's the message. Don't wear dresses.
Yeah. So I mean, it was
It is what it
pleasant.
is. Yeah, it was pleasant. It took a long time to get to that romance, and I
Yep.
think it would have been better just to focus on one or pick a lane, guys. I I
Yeah.
like the character of Bridget Jones. I like the characters, but it was just not the same vibe as the other Bridget Jones movies.
Yeah,
That's all.
this seemed very contrived, very, you could almost imagine the people. So there's three screenwriters on this, which
Mm,
three credited, which is
yeah,
interesting. And it's Helen Fielding. Is it Helen or Helena? Helen Fielding,
Helen.
who wrote, the Bridget Jones series, the books, and then this other screenwriter and two other screenwriters.
Yeah,
And I can almost envision them saying, "Oh, we should throw this in. This is like, modern. This will speak to the people,
yeah,
to modern audiences or to younger audiences." Because I'm guessing they also wanted to appeal, you
yeah.
know. Do you think, I mean, I didn't read the book, neither did you. Did you get the impression though that this was what the book was really about, or did they just change a lot? Because I can't believe the whole age gap relationship was in the book. I would have figured,
I don't know.
I think they might have just done that for the movie, just so that way,
I'll Google it. I assume that it stuck to the book because I remember them specifically saying they did not use book three for movie three because it was too like drama field.
right?
But I felt like they probably stuck to the book. I
Okay,
don't know because I know that he was dead in that book.
because I don't know, I just didn't think it made much sense for her to be with someone so much younger. Although I guess because she was immature in certain ways.
She was immature in a lot of
Well,
ways.
that's true. Yeah, so I guess it did make sense.
Yep, it says it. Yep,
Oh, much younger
I think
man.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait, wait, wait. Don't quote me. Don't quote me yet. But I believe that I'll have to look at it. But yeah, let's just assume that yes. It seemed like it did because I specifically do remember that they were just
Okay.
like, let's not do book three as movie three because that's just depressing.
Depressing. Yeah.
And
Um,
I get it.
right. All right.
Yep,
I mean,
she did. She dated a 29-year-old toy boy named Rockster in the book.
ooh, boy, they got it right from the book.
His name was also named Rockster. Jeez
Yikes.
Louise.
I figured maybe his name in the
Yikes.
book was Russell and they wanted to jazz it up from Russell to Rockstar or
No,
something.
it's Rockster.
Well, that's all we got for you. Subscribe and stay tuned because you never know what romance movie or dating reality show we'll recap next. In the words of Bridget Jones, ding fucking dong.
I'm mad about the boy, and I know it's stupid to be mad.